What's going on, guys? So I'm just going to give you guys a quick couple of examples of creative mixing as far as transition wise. Some would call it trick mixing. I personally probably wouldn't call that, but what I'm going to be really using in this demo is loops. I mean, loops and cue points for this is going to be your best friend, and knowing your music and laying out your music and knowing when to transition. So my biggest thing is I'm going to be using wordplay in order to transition over to the next song. That way, you know, it kind of makes sense and it's fun to mix. So I'm going to start off on my right deck is going to be Do It To You by T-Fly. And then when he talks about beating the vagina up, I'm going to be transferring over to Beat the Pussy Up by Love Rants. So you'll see how I do that. I'm going to go ahead and loop Nobody Beats the Pussy Up Like Me by T-Fly. I'm going to loop that, cut the bass, and then bring in the drop of Beat the Vagina Up by Love Rants. That way the crowd is familiar with, you know, the song that I'm bringing in, and it's exciting. So let me go ahead and demo that. What I did though is I planned out my cue points. I planned out, alright, I got a cue point from the very beginning of, you know, these songs, and I have a cue point of where I want to loop from. So yeah, so we're gonna start off with there. See, on my dicers, I already have this loop ready to go. You can do that with a Rain 62, or you can actually just learn the keyboard shortcuts, and that'll be just fine as well. I'm gonna keep this fader down on my left side. This is the one I'm gonna be bringing in. You always want to make sure though before that your shit's on beat. So when you go ahead and bring it in, you're fine.
I said face down, ass up. That's the way we likes to fuck. Do my dirt on the low. That's the way shit's supposed to go.
Any girl, let's play. And you can show me what that's about. Girl, nobody beat the pussy up like me. 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 I beat the pussy up.
So as you can see right there, what I chose to do is I chose to let it ride out. I chose to let that loop go all the way into the intro of this song. Another thing you can do is you can actually play with the loops. You can actually, you know, create a build up that way. I'm gonna go ahead and demo that for you right now.
Do my dirt on the low. That's the way shit's supposed to go.
Any girl, let's play. And you can show me what that's about. Girl, nobody beat the pussy up like me. 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 Girl, nobody beat the pussy. Girl, nobody beat the pussy. Girl, nobody beat the body. Girl, nobody. 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 I beat the pussy up.
As you can see there, what I did was I just basically started cutting the loop, and went from there on. When I looped the Girl Nobody Beat the Pussy Up, I looped that at 4. You seen on the first demonstration, I started off at an 8, but it's been a while since I've actually used my dicer, so I forgot what button equivalates to whatever. But usually you're pretty safe with 4 bar or 2 bar. It all depends on, you know, the size of the phrase that you're trying to capture. Now I'm also gonna show you guys a demonstration where you have maybe a custom remix and you feel like there's a part in the remix itself that would be really dope to transition over into another song. So I'm going to cut over to a higher pace, to a higher tempo song, and it'll also be a Latin song. So yeah, let me get everything prepared for that, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so what I have here is I have, on my right deck, what I'm going to be transitioning out of is I have Suavemente DJ Nickel Club remix. And what I like about this remix is there's a breakdown towards the end of it where, you know, it goes clap, 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 clap your hands, let's go, let's go. So I'll go ahead and play that for you so you get an idea of what I'm going to be mixing out of and why I chose this song to transition out in the way I am. So I go into this.
Your hand, like this, like hey. Your hand, let's go, let's go.
So I'm going to be transitioning out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and loop that though when I get down to it. So I'm going to be transitioning into Kulo, which the reason I'm going to be transitioning into that is it has a very distinctive intro. I mean, as soon as you drop it, people know what it is. As soon as people recognize that beat, so it gets people excited. This would also work with any other popular up-tempo tracks that you're trying to transition. So definitely look out for remixes that are like that, or songs in general that have some type of acapella breakdown or any type of break where you can loop it and take advantage of that. So let's go ahead and do this transition so you get an idea of what it's going to sound like. I'm going to start it a little bit back so it builds into the clap.
Your hand, like this, like hey. Your hand, like this, like hey. Your hand, like this, like hey. Your hand, like this, like hey.
So you get an idea. That time I used that method where I really broke down the loop. You could also just let it ride out as well. As you can see on that one, I believe I started off with an 8-bar loop because the acapella itself is actually 16 bars. I could have went ahead and did a 16-bar loop, but I felt like 8-bar was perfectly fine for that. So let me go ahead and show you guys another example. It'll probably be another up-tempo way as well, and yeah. Alright, so for this one, this is going to be the last demonstration. This one, what I like about the track on my left, I'm going to be using Bang That, DeVille VIP Clean Remix. It's Disclosure and Kanye West. What I like about it is at the very end of it, it has a acapella outro. And what I like about it is
work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it.
So automatically when I first heard this song, when I hear Work It, I mean, you can go anywhere. You can go into Missy Elliott. You can go into what I'm gonna go into, Michael Jackson, Working Day and Night. So that's how I'm gonna be using wordplay. I mean, it makes sense. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and let the acapella ride out because the acapella on the end of this is 32 bars, so it gives me plenty of time to just let it run out. If the acapella that you have in your track or at the end of your track is so short, I mean, the loop is your best friend. So make sure your BPMs are lined up. Right now, the track on my left is originally 126 and the track on my right is already 132. So I'm going to match everything to 132. So yeah, let me go ahead and get into it and give you guys an idea of what it sounds like. I'm going to spin that back a little bit so it gives you something to listen to.
Juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, pump it, work, work, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump it, pump it, work it, juke it, pump.
Mind my horrible scratching. This is just a demonstration to give you guys an idea of what it would sound like. As you can see on that one, what I started off with, I used my low pass filter and I started off from that point. So it sounded like this when I scratched it into it. I mean, it really gives it, you know, like this build up effect. You could also use a high pass filter to go to normal. Another thing is, if you're not super used to scratching and dropping it on the one yet, take advantage of your cue points. I mean, if you know them on your keyboard, if you got them on your mixer, if you got dicers, you can do the same effect with your cue points. So hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration of wordplay transitions and creative transitions and just creative mixing. I mean, if you can already beat match once you learn how to beat match, this is something you should probably start taking on, just to set yourself apart. You know, transition different from song to song than other DJs. Really let your creativity take control and really use all of your controls at hand, because there's a lot of people out there that have knobs everywhere and they just barely use anything. I mean, if you have a mixer like a 62, or if you have an SX and you have, you know, filters at your control and echoes at your control and all that, I mean, take advantage of it. It was put there for you to be able to use it, so use it. I mean, you could definitely use it to your advantage. I mean, I understand you don't have to, but I definitely advise at least trying it out so you know what to do. Learning effects and learning how to transition in different ways could really save you and make some of your mixes very clean. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Andy Mac, motherfucker.